Okay, and making sure that Atin is the one on the bar and not Max. Okay. And away we go.
Yay.
Hello, Internet. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is a Friday, which means it's time to begin Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9000 with your host.
We don't recommend
always,
you watch
Sneaky
this,
Devil.
but
joined today by Atin
anyway.
and our guest, Lord Nosehair.
Yo.
So Atin, you said we were having a
I just thought that since
Harry Potter anniversary thing today.
Apparently today, September 1st, 2017, is the date when Harry was sending his little monsters off to torment Hogwarts.
I see. Now, if only I could find a Harry Potter fanfiction in this giant fuck-off mess.
Come on, we have to have at least one.
We do. It's just, I have a really large list, okay?
Okay.
I am aware of the size of the list.
Yes, it's the anniversary of the epilogue, so we'll be starting today
with some terrible, terrible Harry Potter fiction to remind you to stay far away from it.
It might not be terrible.
Alright, fine. It's of indeterminate origin. But based on this show and our track record, I'm gonna guess that it's bad.
Okay, yes, that is a fair enough thing. If you are not already in our Discord, you should hop on over to the Discord, because that's where I will be dropping the links for the perusal. We pop out the chat for the YouTube section, in anticipation for our one viewer.
Poor Isaac.
I wonder how many will have Hermione being banged just saying, by the way, howdy. Howdy.
Oh, for the record, based on at least what we've seen, most of it isn't Hermione banging.
Yes.
Most of it is Harry getting banged.
Yeah, that is actually true. We have seen more Harry being the bottom than anything else on our list.
And it's quite often an unwilling bottom, too, which is disturbing in and of itself.
Is that just really the only
just
Harry
because
Potter
the writers don't know what a relationship is like, because they've never had one.
No, but Ricky, this is just straight up rape.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
there's been several cases of just straight up rape.
Also, an odd fascination with giving Harry animal parts.
Yes, that is another
Hold up, say that
thing.
again?
Yes.
Like turning him into a cat boy, or a cat girl, or a fox boy, or a fox girl.
Okay, we actually have quite a few. Alright, excellent. We actually have quite a few. Hey, everyone's here. It's a big old party. Alright, then let us, begin. I thought you were doing my profile today. We were gonna do your profile, but apparently today is the anniversary of the day the epilogue started / ended for Harry Potter.
So we're going to open with some Harry Potter.
So we're gonna open with some Harry Potter, maybe continue with some Harry Potter, who knows? Maybe if you have any Harry Potter, we'll look at your Harry Potter.
That'd be the real win for us.
May or may not have been a sex joke. You never know.
The only Harry Potter story I ran into that we didn't fate, that I didn't hate, was like a romance one, which, while not my speed, I was like, you know what? At least this is well written, and these characters are all acting like they should, and it's believable. So you know what? I'm giving you like 100 points for not being a weird, creepy, fetishistic piece of nonsense.
Oh, hey, holy shit, it's Calvin! We haven't seen him in like...
Oh, we were beginning to worry he was dead.
Months! Just wait. Okay, I'm waiting.
We're waiting.
Oh no.
I am unsure about this, but go ahead.
If it's My Immortal, you can skip it. We already know about it.
Drop it in the Fix 9K channel, and I'll open it up. Not dead, lots of stuff to do. Well, it's sorry to hear that you've missed all these wonderful streams.
Looks like
I have actually seen this story before.
Oh, sweet God.
This is Hogwarts times Giant Squid.
Oh, wait,
no.
I've heard about this.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I've heard about this.
Yes. We are not covering this. I will place it in the, links for any of those that are interested in such things.
I remember this story.
No, stay away from it. Stay far away.
Do not read this. I will never read this again.
Somehow, everyone has read this at least once.
I read it at camp one time when we were doing just like the standard, hey, let's all just read one line at a time of My Immortal. And then we found this
Hogwarts
story and we're
School
just
of
like,
Prayer and Miracles. Do you want your little ones to read books and they want to read the Harry Potter books? That's not how you use semicolons? As far as
Oh boy, this is gonna be good.
You do not want them to turn into witches? Well, this is the story for you.
Oh,
This
sweet God.
story
We
has
have to.
all of the adventure of J.K. Rowling's books, but it won't lead them to the devil for concerned moms everywhere.
We have to.
Somehow that sounds like a school in Alabama, Mrs. Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles.
At first, I thought it was gonna be a Dark Souls Harry Potter crossover, and I was very excited.
you shouldn't have been excited by that stage.
Okay, well, the chapter's super short, so I guess we can cover the first chapter, get a whole good laugh, and then move on to the likely, absolute garbos.
Alright, let's,
let me just drop it all into the
Boy.
list of shit we've covered.
That's right, people. We have a list. We're very official.
It's hey, it's Luna Cat. Oh, it's Seth. Hi, Seth. Why are you on the YouTube one? Why do you do this?
I was gonna say, sadly, Devil Spidey, it was not Dark Souls.
You will have the Jesus inserted into you. Now, please bend over. Okay. I just want to point something out first. This is a 13,000-word story. It has almost more reviews than it does words.
Jesus Christ.
You don't need a Twitch account to watch... Okay.
Holy shit, you aren't kidding.
I'm not kidding. This almost has more reviews than it does words. I don't think I've ever witnessed this in the history of fanfiction.
Oh, good. This is on chapter 1, 16 minutes ago. Do you know what literature is? No, you don't, and I hope for your sake that this was made ironically. This is 6 hours ago. To all the people out freaking out saying this is real and getting offended, please take a deep breath and read the last chapter. All this story is wonderfully done satire. Well, that spoils everything!
Well, I mean, obviously it's wonderfully done satire. And by wonderfully done, I mean internet-style quality wonderfully done. Anyway, let's get right on into it. Hello friends, my name is Grace Ann, and I'm new to this whole fanfiction thing, but recently I've encountered a problem that I believe this is the solution to. My little ones have been asking to read the Harry Potter books, and of course I'm happy for them to be reading, but I don't want them turning into witches. So I thought, why not make some slight changes to these books, so these books are family-friendly.
I had genuinely hoped. I was really happy to hear that this was satirical, because I was like, listen, I need this. Like, in my soul, I need this to be satire.
Family-friendly. And And I thought, why not share this with all the other mommies who are facing the same problem? So ta-da, here it is. I'm so excited to share this with all of you.
I'm so glad this is satirical, and I just don't even know.
Oh, don't worry, Chrysanthemum. Harry Potter was banned, like, basically across the Northeast. Because there was this one, like, religious group that was just going around to each school district and petitioning to ban Harry Potter.
Yep. That was a thing for a while.
It was a stupid thing.
And unfortunately for Sneaky, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, he lived in Jersey, so it probably was banned there, too.
Here we are banning Harry Potter. Well, I mean, they have Harry Potter banned in Islam, too, so, I mean, it's not like they're somehow progressive on that aspect. Anyway, once upon a time, there was a little boy named Harry Potter, who lived under the stairs in a house on Privet Drive with his aunt and uncle. He was a good, obedient boy who did all his chores, but he felt that there was something missing in his life, something big and special, but he could not quite name it. He stayed up every night and wished for this special something. But then one day, there was a knock on the door, and everything changed.
You know what the worst part about this is? If I didn't know what this was for, I would say it was the start of one of the creepy fetish fics.
Yeah, it's possible. Answer the door, Harry. His Aunt Petunia, a career woman. Barked from her armchair, where she sat with her feet up. She had short, curly blonde hair and never wore any makeup. Uncle Vernon nodded sheepishly.
I was gonna say, what happened to this being family friendly?
From the kitchen, and put a tray of moist, chocolatey brownies in the oven. Ooh, so moist. Shouldn't you be doing that? Harry thought. But he was a very obedient young boy, so he answered the door right away. He turned the brass metal doorknob. That's not how grammar do, but yeah. This is satire, so there's really no point in, like, talking about grammar or plot holes.
I mean, there is. Just because you do satire doesn't mean you're excused from writing.
No, this is true, but at the same time, it's like making fun of My Immortal and those kinds of... Oh yes, he's turning some knobs. Some metal knobs in his hand.
Yes, our chat is full of, incredibly witty people.
Semicolons make me rage. I have used a semicolon, like, twice in 90,000 words. What is My Immortal? My Immortal is a Harry Potter fanfiction that is, like, the end-all, be-all of why the fuck was this existing, why the hell did you write it?
Complete trash.
And nobody knows if it's satire or not.
Yes, no one knows if it's genuinely satire or not.
Yeah.
Because the person has continued to keep up the act of being completely serious about it.
I'm gonna say that's the thing. Acting. We don't know. Again, it's one of those things. The person who wrote it has continued to, like, act in the manner that they did.
I'm touched. I'm touched, Sephi. Thank you. Why is it so bad? It's so bad because there's no such thing as grammar in the story. There's no such thing as spelling. It's written like text speak. It has My Chemical Romance lyrics. Characters
and plots.
Characters don't exist. Plot doesn't exist. There is literally nothing in that story.
Time and space do not exist. Just pull it up. Just drop it in the chat, since apparently there's one soul.
No. I will not be a part of such travesty.
Oh please, we've spread worse travesties on our channel before.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. And pulled open the heavy wooden door. On the porch was standing Okay. Was standing a huge, muscular man with a big, manly beard. And he was dressed in a plaid red shirt, blue jeans, and a sturdy leather boots. His chest was covered in thick, unruly carpet of coarse, brown hair. So what is he? Is this Hagrid? Is this supposed to be Hagrid?
I was gonna say, this has to be Hagrid.
But he's a fucking, like, lumberjack. He's like, goddamn,
I was gonna say, he's
Paul
either
Bunyan.
a lumberjack or a beard.
He's a beard. You're a beard, Harry.
That's not family-friendly. For the given value of family-friendly purported in this story, people.
His thick and unruly knob, as he turned it in his hand. He wore a necklace that looked to Harry like a lowercase t.
Are you kidding me? This Harry Potter doesn't even know what a... Like, come on! You're telling me that he doesn't know what a cross is?
He's living he's living in Britain.
No,
I don't think he is.
But here's the thing, even if he's living in Britain, like...
Can I make it more a slash fanfic if I tried? Okay, the challenge has been set. I must now make this entirely family-friendly, pro-Christian fanfiction sound like a slash fic.
I don't think that'll be that hard.
Just looking at him made Harry feel happy. Peaceful, somehow. And he couldn't say why.
Oh my god, we don't even have to do any work!
Good morning, kiddo. The man greeted amiably. Yes, that's how you say that.
Amiably, but...
Amiably? I mean, whatever. And
amicably?
Smiled. Well, see, there's no
amicably?
C, though. No, there's no
C.
C.
Okay, I was gonna say, it depends on what word they're using.
The way you said happy. He had the peaceful, friendly sort of face that you just knew you could trust. My name is Hagrid. Can I speak to your mommy and daddy? I don't have a mommy or daddy.
Why would he say mommy and daddy? Why wouldn't
Harry
he just
replied sadly, and looked at his raggedy old shoes that were blue. Perhaps that was why he felt so lonely. Yes, his blue shoes. That's why he felt lonely.
We, for the record, we do understand what the author's trying to say, but because the author has written it poorly...
Is Hagrid Jesus? Hagrid is, in fact, the Paul Bunyan of Jesus.
The Paul Bunyan of Jesus? What the hell is that supposed to be?
Alright, so just based off the story alone, this story can go one of two ways. Either A, we go full Christian, pious light route, or B, we go full Binding of Isaac.
I believe we're going to be going...
Imagery. Let's go.
I don't know which direction we're going, actually. Who knows?
Round and round the wheel goes. Where it stops, only God knows.
Jesus wishes What the fuck is our chat even on?
Oh, I have...
Can Hagrid walk on water?
This is why I didn't want to encourage our chat.
Why have you done this?
Maybe that was...
Wand of
He needs to stick his wand into things! Maybe that was what he was missing. A mommy and daddy. But no, that was not quite right.
Jesus Christ, am I reading fucking The Three Bears and Goldilocks in the parts that was not quite right?
Yes. I am
he
so
tried a daddy
sorry
and
to
a daddy.
hear that, Hagrid uttered empathetically. Adverbs are the bane of existence. Do not use them. Ever. But no, seriously, try not to use adverbs to describe a scene or something, an action. Because they're just like, sometimes redundant and sometimes just like, why? You're a data bow, Harry. You're a data barrel, Harry.
You're all fired.
See, here's the thing.
What
adverbs are hard.
Fuck! Holy shit! What is this pod?
Oh, what happened, sir?
In case anyone's wondering, Atin's currently playing XCOM while I'm reading this. You can speak with my auntie and uncle, Harry retorted politely, and blinked his big
I don't think retorted is the right word.
I know it's... eyes.
Why are you doing that?
What do you want? Aunt Petunia peered out the door with her narrow, suspicious eyes, and she was wearing a baggy, unflattering pantsuit.
Hello, is there such a thing? Neighbor? Hold on, I have to ask, is there such a thing as a flattering pantsuit? I don't think one's ever been created.
No, there's,
I was real worried for a second that it was gonna go straight into... You know what? I'm not even gonna say what I was thinking it was gonna go into.
You're a Petunia, Harry!
Oh, thank God, it was two separate pods. It's still nonsense that I'm dealing with this, but it was two separate pods.
I thought this was gonna go into, like, a fucking Petunia and Hagrid story.
No, please cease. Hello, neighbor. I was wondering if you have been saved.
I want to die.
Hagrid exclaimed brightly and tipped his white-ribbed straw cowboy hat.
This is satirical. This is satirical. It has to be satirical now. There's...
Hello, neighbor. I was wondering if you have been saved recently by the Lord Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. All I can imagine now is Armstrong with a straw hat.
Which Armstrong are we talking about?
Will there be a sentence where Sneaky won't giggle like a little girl? No. There will be no sentences where I don't giggle like a little girl.
I was gonna say,
this is what you signed up for. Oh, it does say in the Bible, well, one must be thoroughly shaved. Yep, Hagrid! Hagrid!
Hovel!
Hagrid.
Interesting! We've got Hovel in here now!
Hagrid has already committed too many sins. That's why he saves others.
That's not how that works.
It's really not how that works.
Aunt Petunia laughed a gravelly laugh and leaned.
Gravelly? When did she turn into either a chain smoker or
the
like
Hagrid
a Lord of the
heresy?
the Hagrid heresy! Yes! Yes! I will read the hell out of that.
The Hagrid heresy.
Hagrid heresy Mark II Electric Boogaloo.
Listen here.
Wait, it gets worse?
You're in charge of writing the Hagrid heresy. You're gonna write the Horus heresy, but everything's gonna have Hagrid.
And lean forward on her sturdy, practical boots. Saved? Don't tell me you're one of those Christians. Harry did not know what that word meant, but Hagrid's smile was the most peaceful smile he had ever seen.
Okay, I will say this. They do have a very low, just in general, rate of people that believe in religions in, Europe. That it is very low over there. Not that low, but...
I was about to say...
It made Harry feel warm and happy inside, just to see the glowing, radiant grin on the kind, friendly face. On the
This author knew exactly what they were doing.
Question. Is Britain in current open rebellion against the church currently?
What? Dude, they rebelled against the church
Dude, they rebel against the church all the fucking time.
I said current, as in against the Anglican church.
Anglican, you mean?
Anglican. I almost said
Please!
The Church of Evangelion!
Wow, whoa, hold on. 4 churches within 300 meters? Those are fucking rookie numbers. Step up those numbers.
I was gonna say, listen here. You have never been to Wheaton, Illinois.
You've also never been to Jersey, apparently. Or, actually, no. Boston's pretty sparse with its churches.
So is James Potter the Pope? We will never know. We keep getting sidetracked.
by this awful, literally awful writing.
They feed the homeless and threaten to lynch me for being a brown lad. Do you live in the South? Oh, you live right next to Wheaton. Good. Then you know exactly what I'm talking about, Chrysanthemum. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Texas. I think Texas has us all beat on the amount of churches within 10 meters.
Yeah, no. They do.
You live in Scotland. Alright.
Oh, we have a Scot in the chat.
Okay,
Oh,
yes,
it's a
dry county, but it's not like it's hard to get it literally anywhere else.
Alright, let's keep going. He wondered why Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon did not smile like that. Yes, I am, Haggard replied kindly. Are you? Aunt Petunia laughed again, and the devil curled out of her. She stuck her pointy, sharp nose up in the air. When did she turn Jewish?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, no.
You have to be making this up! Oh my god.
It's the Jews.
What the fuck is this? Oh.
Sometimes I kidnap nuns and pretend they're penguins. We're too smart for that. Haven't you read Dawkins? God is dead. Dawkins proved that. Would you like us to educate you on...
Of course they're atheists on
Would
this.
you like us to educate you on the Dawkins?
Educate... Okay, come on. You know there are people out there that are stupid enough to have said it like that.
What is a question?
What is a question? Is Harry Potter Elmer fucking Fudd?
What is a Christian?
I'm Christians.
Shh. I'm hunting Christians. You're a niche, Harry.
Seize the means of production, Harry.
We must seize the memes of production.
We're not going to get anywhere on the show today.
No, we're not getting any fucking where.
And that's a good thing.
Alright, let's keep going. Here we go. What is a Christian? Harry queried innocently, and scuffed his shoe on the shaggy yellow carpet, which had not been vacuumed in quite some time. Christians are people who want to be good, Hagrid explained wisely, and crouched down so he was on eye level with Harry. We want to go to heaven when we die. Do you know what heaven is, Harry? Harry shook his head. His big
heaven is a place that heretics don't get to go to.
Curious. Heaven is a beautiful place where we can be with God. Aunt Petunia smacked her hands over Harry's young ears, and her voice was sickly sweet when she said, "Thank you very much for your concern, sir, but he does not need your religion. He has science and socialism and birthdays. Haven't you heard of evolution? I have a very good textbook on evolution. I could give you on it if you would like to learn things."
This is... Oh, sweet God.
Oh, God. Hagrid laughed wisely.
I can't tell who the author's making fun of here, but this is wonderful.
You don't really believe that, do you?
I'm not sure who... I think the authors just decided to take shots at everyone here, and I am very okay with that.
Who wins in this debate? The retarded atheist or the creationist?
No one. No one wins.
I feel like Hagrid's trying to take
You're
Harry
an
Potter
all-star,
away
Harry.
like pedo van. God.
Hey now!
Oh, this is the happiest I've been doing this show for a very long time. I'm so glad we found this.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna be. I can't think of the one that's not like the you posted in the wrong swamp version of that song now. God damn it.
What the fuck are the reviews? I like ponies, please continue. Apparently this turned into such a large meme, people are shitting trash memes. Indeed, Sephi, it's because you're here. Yes, I do, Aunt Petunia screeched. Then prove it! Aunt Petunia could only stare at him, her big mouth hung open dumbly. Here she thought she was so well educated and always demanded that Christians proved what they believed in, but she couldn't even prove her own religion.
Okay.
Oh boy, it was then Harry knew who the smart one here was.
It's
Uncle Vernon, who's staying the fuck out of it. That's who.
I can just imagine Uncle Vernon's just like actually like the hero of the story, just like sitting in the back, just going like, eh.
Fucking kill me.
Uncle Vernon's like, I'm just gonna go have a drink.
Dudley, you stay in your room too.
Tell me how to get to this heaven place, Harry cried wistfully, clasping his hands together. Well, you see, Harry, first you have to get down on your knees.
Oh, God.
Open your mouth.
Come on! We don't have to stoop that low.
I knew exactly where that was going.
Well, I mean,
You knew where it was going!
Fuck it.
Arthur, you're the one portion that should have happened.
just look how progressive Hagrid is. He doesn't have little Harry glued to his crotch yet.
Oh my god! Oh!
It's a
Yes,
miracle!
And now you can take all of that faith and rub it all over his back. Why am I reminded
And
of
the
that,
channel's been shut down!
That's your fault! This is how we get thrown off of Twitch!
I was talking more about the, what's it?
No, I'm talking to Sneaky!
No, I was quoting the, Helsing Abridged. But yeah.
Sneaky couldn't not be an insufferable dick.
Or an insufferable heretic.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
we won't get banned for various other reasons, but yeah.
Let's finish this up. Sometimes the wisdom of little ones was really amazing. We grown-ups... We think we grown-ups know it all, but who the fuck is talking in this? I thought Harry was... Okay.
No, it's the author, like, preaching.
I guess. Oh, know it all, but then God speaks through the mouths of the little ones. And shows... Oh yeah.
So what I'm hearing
is... The mouths of the little ones indeed are speaking to the priests.
I wasn't gonna go there, but alright.
And shows us all how we are all mortals struggling along the path of life. Humility. All you have to do is be saved. Do you want to be saved? I do. Harry
I want
squealed,
this story to end.
jumping up and down. Then pray the sinner's prayer. And Petunia tried to stop him, but she was powerless against Harry's pure, innocent, holy energy. Soon Harry had said the prayer. Hagrid beamed happily. You're a Christian now, Harry. Harry smiled, but then... What?
I was expecting a pray away the gay joke.
Then interrogated, but how do I be a Christian? I don't know how. Hagrid grinned widely. Well, there is
Hagrid
one...
better have This Hagrid better have tracks out the wazoo.
Then there is only one place to learn that. Hogwarts School of Prayers and Miracles.
Wow.
I still want this to be...
Kugel.
I still want this to be
we actually...
fantastic Dark Souls story.
Off screen, Max, Atin, and I actually did go into the Bible section, and we did find the Gurren Lagann crossover with the Bible. And we did read it. Alone.
It was...
ourselves. It was... a thing.
It wasn't that good, to be honest.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't even so bad. It's good.
I was gonna say it was one of those things. It had the potential to be very, very good, and it wasn't.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to queue up the second chapter for Tuesday.
This isn't a Dark Souls crossover, Zach. This is a Dark.
I know.
Crossover.
I was saying we wanted it to be Dark Souls.
Yes, I also
like,
found the Hitler one. And I also found the Jesus times Satan one.
We found all of them.
Yes, we looked at all of them.
We really wish we hadn't, but we found all of them.
Indeed. Alright, so, yeah, this is also a fairly short chapter, so we should be able to get through it. Yeah, I know, right? 36 minutes for the first fic this time? That's, like, fucking impressive on all for us.
I was gonna say, it depends, because the problem is if it's actually bad, we have to pick it apart. And if it's actually good, we're like, oh, well, there's not much to say here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. You ready? We're ready? We're all calm now? We're all ready to get serious about this?
We've all got the chuckle fucking out.
So here's how to actually write fics. Go, enlighten us, Zeeks. No, Zeeks, no! Bad!
What is Zeeks doing?
Oh no.
He's saying Harry Potter and the School of Prayers and Miracles is how you write fiction.
Begone, thought.
Alright, let's get to it! Alright, so the next story is Together as One. It is a romance. It is a romance hurt comfort fic. It has been, in fact, completed. And it's got 67k words. Decent amount of favorites and follows. So, you know, maybe it's good. Oh, you have a terrible migraine? That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate.
I was gonna say, you should probably stop watching this then. This isn't going to be very helpful for that.
Legend of Zorro and Winnie 2. I don't know what Winnie 2 is, so... that means nothing to me.
Yeah, no, I don't... I got nothing.
Together as one. A lonely beauty meets an equally lonely young man. Both broken for different reasons, two halves of a whole. Maybe together they can complete each other. So yeah, this is one thing I do want to talk about when people write romance fictions, and they make summaries for these romance fictions. And they list the story as Harry or Naruto or insert character here times insert character here. And the summary is some variation of, will they be able to find love? Well, by the fact that you have them listed as a pairing, unless your name is M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong, I'm gonna say yes.
Suddenly, Harry and Draco get together. What a twist!
No, that's not a fucking twist, that's the way all these fucking shit things go.
This is true, but for this story, it would be a twist. Therefore, fuck you.
Oh, no, I have not displayed your fic yet, Seth.
We'll get there. Calm yourself, child.
Yes, indeed. You can join the Discord, Seth, and I'll add you to the rank and file if you want to link your story to everyone else. Yeah, exactly, Chrysanthemum. When you write a romance story, you need to emphasize the question of how they get together. Because I see far too many stories, the story starts out with them getting together, And then it's like, these are the adventures and tribulations they go on. And in the end, everything was okay, and they had babies. It's like, well, yeah, I saw that one coming.
But my fanfic. But my pairing.
But no,
My Shrek.
How to properly romance is you write into the romance, not starting at it. You have to write the character.
Oh, you say you don't just go, aha, romance.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've seen far too many stories where the story's like, oh, Harry's walking on the train and he brushes the hand of one girl and she blushes at him. And then they start making out. And now they're boyfriend and girlfriend. And it's just
I think we skipped a couple of fucking steps there.
But, you know, even if it's not just as minimal as that, it's like, oh, Harry saved Fleur's little sister. Fleur's now madly in love with him and creates a Vila soul bond. You know, it's like, oh, we're gonna skip all the romance parts where they try and figure out if they really love each other and if they should go into this relationship and blah, blah, blah. And we just get right to them making out and fucking. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Like I was saying, we're skipping several steps here.
The Discord is in the panels down below. You just click on the giant Discord symbol, and you'll be taken to the Discord. Veal us bond. Okay, so, in Harry Potter, in Harry Potter, there is a species called Vila. And they are basically 10 out of 10 supermodels who happen to turn into birds and are nymphomaniacs. And, for some reason, the Harry Potter fandom likes to invent this thing called a soul bond, in which they bond their souls. They stop being
nymphomaniacs.
Yes, they become monogamous. Blah. They become monogamous, and they bond their soul to their partner. And then they can do things like telepathically talk to them and shit. Yeah, it's hard to find romance stories that are actually enjoyable to read. I
was gonna say, that's because, and
a friend found an Undertale fanfiction where they had soul sex. Well, I mean, Undertale, there's actually a soul, and they're actually physical things that you can touch and shit. So, I mean, I'm not surprised they were used in sexual acts. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised.
Now I'm wondering if there's a Kingdom Hearts fanfiction.
Soul bonds, that's what you've missed, Kugel. Soul bonds, soul sex, and Vilas.
I'm thinking if there's a Kingdom Hearts fanfiction.
Harry Potter didn't invent the soul bond. I know Harry Potter didn't invent the soul bond. I'm just saying it's something that's done way too much.
Wait, soul bond was an actual thing?
The soul bond's an actual romantic trope, yes. That was not...
I thought that was just in Harry Potter. So.
No, it's an actual romantic
It's not in Harry Potter, but it is a romantic trope.
That people then proceed to write in their Harry Potter fanfiction. Calvin, you know I don't understand your hoity-doity Star Trek lingo.
We don't split Klingons, sorry.
A soul bond is essentially self-cess since the souls are supposed to merge during them. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, no, I have actually, read a couple stories in which they did do the soul bond in Harry Potter, and they did become one gestalt soul, and, like, they could hop from body to body in terms of the personality controlling the body.
That sounds dumb.
What the fuck?
No, I thought it was hilarious. It was actually very well written in terms of, you know, grammar, plot, and etc. I just thought that idea was just so out there. I was just like, okay, you know, good for you. This is something I haven't seen before, and it's actually pretty funny. Anyway, so yeah, but let's get into the let's get into the meat of it. Harry, wake up! We're gonna be late! An anxious Hermione yelled, shaking Harry. I'm awake! The young wizard responded forcefully.
Hey, fuck you!
He sat up and reached for his glasses, laughing as he saw Ron hanging off the edge of the bed, looking incredibly uncomfortable, yet somehow still asleep. Have some manners, Ronald, Hermione stated in a disgusted manner. She took out her wand and aimed at his rear end with a small red spark.
Have some manners, she says.
And stood up from his bed. Yeah, have some manners, she says as she inserts her magic up his ass.
Where did that come from?
Starting
That's
with
what she did!
That's what she did, though. Starting with Chapter 1 of the Hagrid Heresy right now. So much for
Excellent.
that. Food Wars.
That's what we're calling it now.
Food
Of
Wars,
course.
Fate Stay Night fic I had planned. Why?
Listen, this is better. This
Yes.
is better and you know it.
The Hagrid Heresy is a far superior crack to write.
Feel free to share your ideas in writing.
Reminder
We
that you
all
can't
want
make,
this to happen.
Wait,
You
so if
cannot
it's
make
the
Harry the
Hagrid
Emperor.
Heresy, does that mean Dumbledore's the Emperor?
Yes.
That's a good idea.
And, I guess
So wait, does that make Snape Magnus?
Yes.
Snape would be Magnus, and,
Wait.
or Roos,
Oh.
we would say.
Oh, and of course, Lockhart can be Lehman Russ for having his massively overinflated ego.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
Oh, good! I just realized we're gonna have the line of Gilderoy Lockhart tanks now.
So does that make Ronald Creed?
I suppose.
I guess it does.
Who would Mr. Flitwick be?
Oh, that's hard.
I guess he could
But wait,
be,
who's
Guilliman?
Zinch then? Who's Zinch?
Well, Zinch is obviously one of the bad guys, so,
Well, clearly, but
Bella?
Well, if we're taking... Well, hold on. If we're talking about this in terms of traitor legions and stuff like that, then we would have to say Voldemort could be one of the traitors.
No,
because
no,
technically then-
Voldemort's corn, dude.
I was thinking more in the terms of... I don't know.
well, listen, he has to be either Korn or Zinch. Those are the options.
Dude, Voldemort is so stereotypically evil, he has to be corn.
I was gonna say it either has to be Planny Plan McPlan Plan because of the can't think
The
I mean, I would say he's-
Horcruxes.
the Horcruxes, or
No, I would say he's a follower of Zinch, then, if we're discussing this in actuality.
well, no, obviously the Chaos Villain. We're making Dumbledore the Emperor, so the villains have to be Chaos. Like,
Indeed, yeah.
they can't just be followers of Chaos.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, then who's
okay,
in-
okay, so stay
who's
with
in
me here.
which?
So Crab and
Let's see.
Goyle, right? Gork and Mork.
I was gonna say followers of Slanesh, but I like yours better.
Oh, Slanesh, what the fuck are you smoking?
Because they always have to use Polyjuice potions.
No, that...
It's a bad fucking joke. Never
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
mind.
My mic got disconnected.
Migraine is
Nurgle,
too
if
much.
anything else.
Alright, bye, Seth. I'm making this all in the Harry Potter universe. GG. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you make Voldemort Zinch, right? Then Harry can be Creed because Creed beats Zinch.
Ah, yes. That we
God
can.
damn it, Creed.
I hit a Titan behind this shrubbery. How? I disguised it as a Scout Marine. That doesn't answer
What?
my question.
What?
That isn't an answer.
I have seen some absolutely fantastic, cracky fictions when it comes to Creed, and like and the author would be like, and the Titans go back into the bush. It's just like,
How did you escape with the entire Katskin army?
hold
Oh,
on.
I just hid them behind a rock.
What do you mean you hid them behind a rock?
I blew up your planet. How are they hiding behind a rock?
It's a very mobile rock. The lack of magic innovation is because magi priests forgive tinkering. Indeed! Arithmancy is illegal and against the magic saya. Now, what about the house names? I don't know, man. Cadia.
They'd be chapters. They'd be chapters of the Space Marines.
No, no. Yeah,
No.
make them planets. Make them planet. You got Cadia for Gryffindor. You know, Cadia, Gryffindor. Yeah. Named after.
No. No. We're considering Hogwarts to be the Imperium here. Not the Necron tier. Actually, come to think of it, the Death Eaters could be pretty... What would be a good Necron tier in that universe?
Well, you may not just include them. It can just be chaos.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is the Hagrid heresy. Chaos is prevalent.
Oh yeah, technically I guess the Necron tier didn't
The
join until
Necrons
the
are
Age
the
of Apostasy.
Necrons. Oh my god.
Oh, that's perfect.
10 out of 10.
But then what are the Eldar? Vila?
House elves.
House elves.
No, but they're supposed to be perfect in form.
They're just different.
So
They're
unless you have
dark
a really
Eldar.
creepy house elf fetish.
The House elves are Dark Eldar, and the
Yes,
real
they're all
elves,
dark Eldar who have been twisted and warped.
And technically, we haven't ever seen real elves, so we don't know what they look like.
Ha! There we go. Vila are the Eldar, and House elves are the dark Eldar.
What? Yes. You see, this is why you do collaborative brainstorming on this kind of stupidity.
Because shit just gets dumber.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about
Forbidden
dumber.
Forest is filled with Xenos. Yes, it's because Hagrid has stalked the Forbidden Forest in anticipation for his coup.
And everybody thinks he's exiled to the hut because of his unseemly fascination with the Xenos.
Devil's Spidey, we kind of went off track whenever someone mentioned
We
the
have
Hagrid
gone
heresy.
so far off track.
Gloriously so.
Just change the title for right now to Hagrid Heresy.
Writing the Hagrid heresy.
Yes, Hagrid's taking over. Aragog is a teen prince.
Okay, so wait, what does that leave Malfoy Senior as?
Malfoy
Ah,
Senior.
he's just a fucking follower.
Fair enough.
No, he could be what the fuck is his name? Perturbio, I think.
I got it. The minute the Fudge can be fucking Slanesh.
Slanesh.
Yeah, he's a fucking dumb idiot who, partakes
mean
in
Umbridge?
excessiveness.
Umbridge.
No, dude. Fudge is a fucking fat butterball.
Yeah, no, I can see. Yeah, no, I can see that being a follower. Him being a follower of Slanesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he gets turned when he's in the Ministry.
Aragog the Ungroggable.
Well, then who would who would Nurgle be?
Oh no. I don't know. Make up some villain, put them in Nocturne Alley.
I was just saying. Well, we could always Nurgle could have been.
Longbottom is Nurgle. Oh, now
Nurgle could've-
this fic is just getting weird now.
Nurgle.
Don't
could have
act
been,
like it wasn't already weird.
Nurgle could have been Magic Hitler.
Oh, Nurgle could have been Magic Hitler. Yes, a knock on the table twice. All right. We have deviated too much. Let us get back to
Too much. Not enough. We have to deviate harder.
This isn't a bad fic, though. I mean, we've only had magical anal piercing.
I feel like we've gone far enough with this. Let's continue with the Hagrid Heresy, because that's actually cool that we're talking about that.
No.
Bloody hell, woman! What did you do that for?
Alright, fine, we're doing this.
Ron demanded in an angry tone. You're welcome. Hermione smirked and started walking out of the room. "Breakfast is ready, you two," she shouted from down the many flights of stairs. Wow, she is a fucking fast traveler.
I was gonna say, that's some speedy fucking shit you got there, Hermione.
It's a psyker!
The Inquisitors? Well, clearly Hogwarts is an Inquisition school.
The Aurors are all Inquisitors.
Indeed.
Obviously.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, then who would be Space Marines?
The Aurors are Space Marines, and then it's an Inquisition school. Hogwarts is an Inquisition school.
Yes.
Yes.
Where squibs become guardsmen.
No, this is the point in the war is all the Muggles have been turned to the wizard, have been starting to work for the Wizard Imperium. So now, effectively, all the Muggles are guardsmen.
That's less amusing.
Yeah. Harry Potter the Space Marine.
Well, see,
that's already been done.
I was gonna say, that already exists, and it's fabulous.
It's actually great.
There's not enough squibs for there to be enough for the Imperial Guard for one day.
Then they'll make squibs.
I was gonna say, the Mechanicus can always make more. What is Hermione? I mean, Hermione clearly has to be an interrogator.
Oh yes, indeed. Hermione must be an interrogator.
Then Ron would be the Inquisitor, an Inquisitor, I guess.
No,
somehow.
no. Ron.
Look, if we're going,
Ron is the goofy tech priest.
Then Harry's the Inquisitor.
No, none of them are Inquisitors. They're going to an inquisitorial school, you twat.
No, clearly Harry has to be the null.
Hermione is a dreadnought. I like that.
Hermione's a dreadnought. Boom, fixed it.
Tech priest on dreadnought action.
Indeed. Heartily recommend, if anyone is interested in any of the words we're saying, ignore them all. Go read Inquisitor Caro. It is by far one of the funniest Warhammer Harry Potter crossovers probably in existence. And it's probably one of the funniest crossovers for Harry Potter in general.
It's gone so far off the rails at this point. It's glorious, and I can't wait for the next chapter.
Anyway,
let's go back to this garbage.
Don't fear for your sanity. It is only going uphill from here.
Uphill? You mean down?
Well, I mean, technically, it's downhill for in Australia.
Get the fuck out.
I have to fuck the Emperor again?
What?
What? No. Twitch chat.
What?
What? Not.
Get this heresy out of my Twitch chat.
The nerve of that girl, Ron stated in an annoyed tone while he looked at a chuckling Harry. Come on now, we don't want to keep her waiting. Harry chuckled as he stepped out of bed.
Yep, yeah, I deserve that timeout.
You know she'll just come back up. Oh yes, she will come back up.
Cease.
Harry put on an old t-shirt, a red jacket, and a pair of jeans that Miss Weasley gave him when he first got to the Burrow. He packed his backpack and his spare clothes, a potions book, and a few pieces of parchment. Snape had assigned summer work, and Harry shuddered. Shuddered. Not shuddered. Shuddered.
Yeah.
He closed his shutters on his mind at the fact that he hadn't even started. I'm going on down. Hurry up, mate. Wow, there's so many improper non-commas. I don't know where I was going with that.
Boy, Max is gonna be sad he missed this.
Max will be sad he missed this. This was probably maybe our best podcast yet.
I don't know. It's all downhill from
Harry
here.
Potter the Communist probably was up there, though.
Honestly, I don't think that one was that funny.
I found it hilarious. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, Harry gets changed, combing the hair. Right. Eventually, deciding that it was useless, the teen abandoned his attempts at his hair and was ready to leave. Opening the door, he was taken aback when he saw a short, red-haired girl staring at him. Oh. Hi. Guinea. Harry smiled.
She want that D!
And greeted the young girl. Good morning. Guinea stammered as her face turned red as her hair. Please,
Be
people,
right back, I'm getting a drink.
I want to stab every single author who ever says their face turned as red as their hair. It's like, I've never seen someone blush that hard in general to even reach that level of red face.
Yeah, no.
Harry Potter is Superman, Hermione is Wonder Woman, and Ron is Batman. Can you imagine Ron as Batman? No, I can't imagine Ron as Batman, because Ron's fucking poor.
He's also useless.
If anything...
He is literally the exact opposite of Batman. He's poor, incompetent, and useless.
Oh, so he's Aquaman.
Aquaman's a king. Aquaman is filthy fucking rich.
That is true. Aquaman is a king and filthy rich. So he's Robin.
He has piles of stolen gold. No. Every Robin that isn't Jason Todd or Damian has been both useful, effective, and made a ward of Bruce Wayne, and therefore is rich.
Indeed. Oh, let's keep going. Are you alright? I'm fine, Guinea squealed and ran towards the stairs. Harry looked on in annoyance. He knew that Guinea had a crush on him, but it was aggravating that she couldn't talk to him without turning red or stuttering. Why is she so nervous around me? It doesn't change anything between us, but I don't know what to do in a situation like Guinea's either. Having feelings for an older person and hoping they see you more than a child, he says as he daydreams of Snape. Yes, Vanilla Ice has a movie. We are all aware of John Tron's latest comeback.
We are all aware that it is an abomination, a crime against mankind, for which there can be no forgiveness.
Walking down the stairs, Harry looked at the Weasleys sitting at the kitchen table.
I should not have done that.
What? Oh, XCOM? Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Ron was stuffing his mouth as usual with Dick. Fred and George were messing around with Hermione's hair.
Hold up.
Hold up. What was that last one?
Fred and George?
No, just before that, Gov.
Ron was stuffing his mouth with Spotted Dick?
Yeah.
That's a
that
food.
One.
And that's a food. Spotted Dick is in fact a food.
Okay.
Hey, look it up if you don't believe me. But be sure to put safe search on.
I was gonna say, I'm just not gonna take that chance.
It's a British pudding.
Okay, British have some weird pudding.
And Guinea was pestering her mother to find the dildo she had lost.
Alright, now I know you're full of shit.
Pestering her mother to find the cat. Unsurprisingly, Percy, who wasn't going to the match, was busy doing work for the ministry. Sitting at the front of the table were Charlie. What? Sitting at the front of the table were Charlie. I didn't realize Charlie was a multiple person.
He prefers to call them headmates.
Who Harry had already met, an unfamiliar face who could only be Bill Weasley. The eldest of Molly and Arthur's children. Well, I mean, maybe it isn't Bill Weasley. Maybe it's a stranger that's just hypnotized the entire family, and you just haven't been gotten to yet. Maybe, Harry, you should pay the fuck attention.
Jesus, God damn it.
Charlie looked at Harry and waved at him over. Yeah, it says that, and waved at him over.
That's not English.
Bill stood up and turned towards Harry as the younger boy drew closer. He smiled and reached his hand out and grabbed Harry's dick.
Why do you keep doing that?
You're hypnotized, Harry.
Oh no.
Harry smiled back and shook his dick as well. You must be Harry.
Kindly not.
Ron talked about you non-stop all summer. The older Weasley smiled. I'm glad you decided to join our orgy for the rest of the vacation. You want some breakfast?
I give up.
Harry smiled and nodded. He sat down next to Bill and handed him... Wait. He sat down next to... What? He sat
next
down...
to Bill?
No. He sat down next Bill and handed him a plate with eggs, toast, and bacon.
He sat down next Bill? What the hell is next Bill?
He sat down next Bill. Harry is in fact abomination. Harry is just curious, indeed. And apparently Harry then handed Bill food?
Either that, or they've spawned another Bill and Harry had to sit it down so they could feed it.
Indeed. Eat up, dearie, Miss Weasley told him. You can't enjoy the championship on an empty stomach. I mean, you can.
I'll do what I want!
Harry quickly ate the food on his plate and was just taking a second helping when Arthur Weasley stepped off the stairs and walked to the last empty seat at the table. Good morning, Harry. I hope you slept well, Mr. Weasley commented when he saw the young wizard. I did, Mr. Weasley, thanks. You need some commas there.
I was gonna say.
Harry responded to the man with a smile. Well, that's great to hear. Mr. Weasley grinned with a mouthful of toast. For goodness sake, Arthur, have some manners. No wonder our son can't eat with his mouth closed, Miss Weasley scolded her husband. Ron, listen to your mother, Mr. Weasley scolded his youngest son.
Do as I say, not as I do. Good job there. Good job there. No wonder two of your children were such giant disappointments that couldn't even save themselves.
So, Dad, what are we doing when we get to the camp? Bill asked his father. I mean, really don't need, you just gotta say Bill asked. Unless we got some kink play going on here. And he's calling someone else Dad. We need to find our spot and set up the tents first. We'll have the rest of the day to do whatever we want. Then, at night, we'll watch the game. A game where the great Irish will destroy the Bulgarians, George shouted from the end of the table. Everyone but Ron laughed. Well, eat up. You have a long walk ahead of you, and you need as much energy as you can get, Miss Weasley shouted to the whole family before they began their trail of tears.
Why? Why do you do things like this?
I don't know.
Because there is nothing sacred anymore.
Everyone grabbed another helping and started eating. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, a little French bundle sang as she jumped on her big sister. Yeah, what happens next is exactly what I do to my siblings when they try to do this shit. Except I don't use a pillow. The sister in question grabbed a pillow and hit the little bundle, causing her to fall to the ground. Tears started building up in the little girl's eyes, and before she knew it, her sister stood up and bolted out of her room to tell their mother. Mama! Fleur hit me!
Alright, so I was the younger sibling. This was how I woke my brother up in the morning.
And
I didn't jump on his bed.
Dead.
I didn't yell. You know what I did? I woke him up WWE style with a flying elbow to the stomach. There was no sleeping through that, let me tell you. Also, it has the added benefit of preventing your sibling from retaliating.
Yeah, see, the funny thing is...
Did you perform the rock bottom?
The funny thing is someone tried to wake me up by slapping me in the face with one of those sticky hands. You know those things, right?
Yep.
Kind of?
It's like a gummy hand that's like really sticky.
Oh, one of those stupid things.
Yeah. And you can like throw it at like walls and shit, and they'll like chapstick to it, and you peel it off. And
your little siblings find it so interesting.
yes, indeed. So one of my little cousins tried to wake me up with that, and I grabbed it and ripped it. And by the way, still sleeping. And according to my uncle, who was watching this happen, he then tried to get it. The cousin tried to get it from me, and I proceeded to clock him in the face. Still sleeping.
Did your uncle find it hilarious or something? Or?
He actually did find it quite funny, because he told the cousin not to do it.
Don't be stupid, child!
But yeah. Waking me ends up two ways. I don't wake up, or I punch you.
No, we found a way to wake you up safely. We call you on the phone halfway across the country.
Yeah, that's because I've trained myself to wake up to when the phone rings. I'm talking about before, like, my dad literally thought I was dead one time, because he was, like, shouting at me and, like, shaking me, and I was just sleeping through it all. Little bundle of what the fuck, indeed.
A little bundle of about to have a broken nose.
Fleur groaned and jumped out of her bed, chasing after her little sister, running in her shorts and a loose tank top. Ooh, that image. She ran down the stairs and turned into the kitchen. Mama, I didn't mean to hurt her. She was just annoying me. Fleur tried explaining before she was stopped by the sight of her parents in front of her. Surprise, darling!
What?
Her parents shouted.
Why are they suddenly hillbillies, Sneaky? Are you that bad at French accents?
Yes! Oh, oui, surprise, darling!
Surprise, daddy!
Oui, hong hong!
You are... just never speak again.
Oui, oui.
Oui, hong hong!
I am the spy, hong hong.
Velas are in fact transformers now. They turn into various kitchen implements. And sometimes really powerful Velas turn into a full kitchen. Let me get my headset and let me try that. I'm not quite sure what getting a headset requires you to try turning into a kitchen, but good luck. Tell us how it works. Fleur hugged her parents and her sister and turned around and ran up the stairs to get ready. 17, an age that Fleur considered old when she was younger, but now she saw as nothing more than a small child compared to the big wide world.
No, 17-year-olds are still pretty fucking full of themselves.
Yeah, they're pretty young and full of themselves, yeah. Looking into her mirror, she sighed and stepped into the shower.
We are not going to stab the second.
She didn't remove any clothes. She is still fully clothed.
Hey, come on, it's not as bad as the time Naruto was reading a book, putting on his clothes, and what was the last one?
He was reading the book, putting on his clothes, and shit, what was he doing?
I think the last was it jerking himself off?
No, praising the sun.
That's right.
No, Zeeks. She did put on clothes. She had a tank top and shorts that she was sleeping in. Oh, you're talking about trying a French accent. Yeah, no, You French wannabes. Yeah, no, she actually had clothes on. She actually goes to sleep with clothes on, surprisingly, for a sexual deviant.
I was gonna say, they almost never do that in the Harry Potter universe. At least with Fleur.
Let's see. Shower. Though the warm water felt good against her skin, Fleur didn't linger very long.
What skin? She's still wearing clothing.
Yeah, her stomach,
I guess.
Maybe?
I was gonna say, maybe she's, like, quiet and wearing almost no clothing.
She's just shaking back and forth as she absorbs the water.
I I'm surprised no one's done a Metal Gear Solid Harry Potter crossover where she is just
Quiet Times Harry. I'm actually gonna go look that up. Quiet Times Harry.
Oh Jesus.
Linger long. Stepped out to see a light blue dress lying on her bed with a note on it. Avila always looks her best. Love, Grandma. That's creepy, Grandma.
I was gonna say, hey, Grandma, quit creeping.
She smiled and put on the dress. It gracefully fell to just above her knees, and the waist tightly
She's
hugged
still
her
wearing
figure.
a tank top and shorts under this.
She is still wearing clothes underneath this. She twirled in the... Wait, she didn't even put on a bra or underwear. Like, so, we have two outcomes.
Okay, hold on.
We have two outcomes here. She wore her clothes into the shower, so now she's in a wet tank top and wet shorts. And she wasn't mentioned drying off either. It directly goes from her stepping out of the shower into the room and then putting on the dress. So either, because of the lack of detail given, she is wearing a wet tank top and wet shorts that she walked into the shower with, walked out of the shower with, and then while still completely wet, proceeded to put a dress on over that.
I was going to say,
Alternatively, she's
now,
the fastest speed stripper
here's the problem. Now,
of all time.
Those are very small details. Those are, in fact, minutia. But the problem is, when you don't mention them in the slightest...
Yeah, I mean, typically you can get away with, and proceeded to dry off as she walked out of the room, walked out of the bathroom or whatever. Got ready to get into the shower. Like, you don't have to say she's taking her clothes off. You can just say she's doing the process of getting into the shower and shit. But no, they're just like, oh, she took a shower, and then she's out of the shower, and now she has clothes on. It's like, did she remove her previous clothes? Did she dry off? Yes, Kugel, this is still going on. Apparently, Fleur decided to take a shower with clothes on, and then put a dress on over top of herself
without drying herself
while she was still wet. Also, her grandma loves her. She grabbed the blue bow she got from her sister on her 16th birthday and used it to tie her hair into a braid, then gracefully ran down the stairs. The sight of Gabriel whining to their parents for a piece of cake made her smile. Gabriel, for the last time, we have to wait for your sister, then you can have your piece of cake, an annoyed Sebastian stated as he pulled his black hair. But she's taking too long, Gabriel whined as she crossed her arms and pouted her lips. There's our little flower, looking beautiful as ever. Apolline? Apolline?
Apollyon? Are we playing For Honor? Because if we are, this just got way more interesting.
Gabrielle?
Gabriella?
Gabrielle? Dude, I don't know how to fucking pronounce names. What am I, some sort of English orator?
Yes.
I mean,
technically,
it's kind of the point of our fucking podcast.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Unacceptable. Gabrielle.
I think it's supposed to be Gabrielle.
But that's what I was saying. I was saying Gabrielle.
And I'm agreeing with you. I believe your pronunciation was correct.
Fucking chat just like it's Gabriel.
It's not. This is not an angel, nor is it male.
I'm saying Gabrielle. Fuck. Let me pronounce it my New Jersey fashion, damn it. Anyway, enough with the Germans telling the Americans how to speak English. blah, 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 Fleur, blah, blah, blah. Fleur, you look so beautiful in that dress. My mother knit me a dress for my 17th birthday as well. It's a Martin family tradition.
That's a creepy-ass family tradition. Also, a bad one. Like, given no offense,
the Vila clan is Clan Martin? Come on!
No offense, given how fucking rich they are, I don't care how talented their grandmother is. They could buy significantly better stuff.
Block count? Oh, Chrysanthemum, please describe to us the block count meter. So blah 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 blah. Of course, blah blah blah. Wanted to make sure good summer. Blah 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 blah. Fleur chuckled. Blah blah blah. Papa, tell me what's the greatest event? If it's the Quidditch World Championship, where you find your true love, Harry Potter. Oh, wait, every time I say blah.
We're on World 4. We're on... Why did I say World 4? We're on...
World 4! Interesting!
This is Book 4. Sorry.
Now entering World 4-1.
I'm playing Super Mario Brothers 2 on the DS right now.
Alright, so, we now have an option.
Shit.
Okay, well, first off, let's give our opinions on this fic. Then we're gonna move on. We're gonna take a small break while I go refill water. And then we're going to move on to either more Harry Potter or on to Kugels.
We'll move on to his.
Okay, we'll move on to Kugels.
Because we said we would. So, like, we can always do more Harry Potter, time permitting, but we do want to get to his stuff.
He-Man.
He-Man. Harry Potter. Alright. So we're going to call for a break right now. We're going to be back in like a minute or so, as long as it takes for me to get water. Break!
I too am going to go get a drink. Fight amongst yourselves.
Oh, yeah, right. We never actually gave a summary of our opinions on the fic. It's a meh fic. It's got some build up to the romance, but
it's meh.
Meh.
It's pretty meh. Meh.
How do you call it? Flary or here? I don't know. I don't come up with pairing names. So how's everyone doing tonight? Are we all getting thoroughly stuffed with alcohol?
Oh, what's this? We're drinking already?
I haven't had anything in terms of alcohol for like...
Stop drinking, Ricky! We've had this discussion! Your liver can't take anymore!
I literally just said I haven't had anything in a while.
In a while. I'm sorry. I meant go more than 2 hours without a drink.
I have been... Last time I drank was at your fucking house, dude.
I was mostly joking with you, but okay, that's good. Anyway, carrying on.
Atin doesn't eat pancakes. He only eats waffles.
What? No, I fucking hate waffles!
He hates waffles. I'm still mad we didn't go to the original pancake house. I just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, we were busy, boy.
Oh, fuck, that's where I am in the... Oh, fuck. Alright, occultist, I need you to not get a 0 bleed for me.
Alright, I'm ready, let's go!
Let's do this.
We all properly...
No, I'm not, but
No.
I'm gonna get food after this, so let's do this quick.
Yep, I can do. Do. Alright, so, Kugel, anything, specifically you want us to take a peek at?
Yeah.
I'm fucking dropping frames here.
Hmm.
I'm not sure why. Is my audio still coming in just fine?
Your audio seems fine.
Oh, hi Isley!
Isley's here!
Yeah, Isley's here now. There's no timestamps on timestamps on the chat, so didn't even notice you there, Isley. I think that message was a little bit ago. Not much, Isley. You did not miss much. Well, when did Cruel Ruin die? 2013. That's weak numbers.
What's this about weak numbers?
Alright, so we got some options here. I want to hear everyone's opinion on what we're gonna be reading.
Why must you speak this way?
We got Your True Colors with a summary of Please Don't Rate Us, I Beg You. It is a Naruto Ruby crossover.
Alright, what are our other options?
We got
Because
the
we don't want to
anomalous
do that.
one. The first Omnic Crisis gave birth to the original Overwatch. It was a short war, but it destroyed the barrier between man and machine. It was in this era that a boy was found by the first team of Overwatch. Today, the world faces the threat of a second Omnic Crisis. Overwatch has been recalled and their foreman will join the fray. Naruto Uzumaki, aka Operative Kitsune. It is a Naruto Overwatch crossover.
This sounds pretty dumb.
We got That Which Remains, which is
No,
a
I
Naruto
saw this. No, this is stupid.
High School D times D crossover.
Absolutely not.
The chat
A
seems to be
crossover?
downvoting Ruby.
Indeed. A crossover covering Naruto's death and his following cursed existence as the greatest exorcist to have ever lived. An assassin who can never be remembered. The perfect tool to dispatch of heretics, human or otherwise.
Is that
Realistic power balance, Exorcist Naruto, and possible Naruto times Griselda. Is that a no?
I mean, the chat's already said no to Ruby, so maybe.
I mean, you guys can hear me just fine, right? In the chat.
Yeah.
Jeez.
No, I can hear you. I don't know about
Not
chat.
you specifically. I'm talking about the chat.
More like the president from Independence Day with a southern accent.
Oh my god. And then we got here some metamposychosis. It is a Naruto High School D times D crossover. Sent to another world by forces he cannot comprehend. Born before the fall of Satan, Naruto Uzumaki, reborn as Naruto Abaddon, must do what he do best. Kill, survive, and protect.
Naruto actually does a very small amount of killing.
OP Naruto, SMT-inspired world elements.
Why don't we just take that which... Why don't
members
we just take that
yet
which
undecided.
Remains? Why don't we just take that which remains?
So now we have a vote.
Wait, can we do a straw poll?
Press 1 for metaphysicosis. Press 2 for that which remains. Press 3 for the anomalous one. And for your true colors, press the letter F.
Why the letter F?
Because we gotta pay respects.
Get the fuck out.
Get out. Be gone.
Yeah, alright, no one's voting, so I just say we go with that which remains.
Alright, so, Kugel says, he wrote, that which remains when he was really drunk. Alright, so, the chat has voted.
Fucking God! Fuck you, XCOM! One of the fucking Lost hit a fucking codex, and the codex spawned in, breaking my concealment.
Wrecked.
Fuck you, game! So you know what? In return, I'm just gonna start exploding things. I don't care that this is a mission with the Lost. We're just gonna have explosions.
Alright, you have chosen metapsychosis. We will see if you have chosen poorly.
We probably have.
Oh, they've chosen incredibly poorly. There's no question about that.
Let me link it into the YouTube. I never linked together as one in there. Okay. Alright. Now you sound like Link for a playing Tony Stark. Yeah, I know, Isley. We got lots of people here today.
Indeed we do.
He was not sure how he had gotten here.
Oh my god, are you just gonna do this accent for the next 15 minutes, are you?
The last thing he remembered was facing Kaguya. Team 7 reunited for one final battle. He remembered the feeling of Hagoromo's power coursing through his body, strengthening him. He remembered Sasuke, for once, fighting side by side, him like the brother he always yearned for. Okay, come on, you cannot say he isn't using words that are perfect for the southern accent.
We aren't saying that.
He then remembered the final offensive, with him and Sasuke trying to use the accumulation of the yin-yang release to seal the mother of chakra, the look on her face as their hands touched her. What he did not remember was what transpired in the aftermath. He didn't remember the sealing. He didn't remember the aftermath. Hell, he didn't even remember what actually succeeded. You're making it too easy to read this in a southern accent.
I'm sorry, people.
He
started a joke.
There's
There's nothing I can do. I can't stop him.
I must imitate Senpai. I will follow through the same jokes I make.
Oh, he's been watching too much Slacks.
Unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on who you ask.
I will read
fucking metal slime.
I will read all 14k words in a southern accent. No, I won't.
Fucking metal slime can go suck a fucking dick. Whoever came up with this idea is
But
stupid.
the entity in his mind, it spoke otherwise. The chaos of the ten-tailed beast was never meant to be embodied. Not in the mind of a single person, at least. Its power was massive. So much so that even keeping it dormant caused Naruto perpetual dull headache. Even Kurama's sealing hatred for him hadn't succeeded in disrupting his inner peace quite as much as the true tail beast's mere presence did. And that itself was the crux of the problem. Oh good, Kugel is very well aware of Sir Action Slacks.
Oh no.
The seal wasn't meant to function this way. It was never designed to seal such endless power into a human. The last time this seal was activated, the moon was created. An astral body that the empty body of the Jubi would begrudgingly call home for aeons. While that seal had been broken before its time, the seal meant to replace it was in every way identical to the original. So why had it taken the Jubi and deposited it in his body? And subsequently, how had he gotten here? Oh yes, we have all watched the Lorgasms.
We've seen all of them.
We are devout Slaxists. Here, in simple words, was very similar to the astral plane inhabited by Hagamomo's perpetual disembodied spirit.
Oh my
Okay.
God. I gotta give you credit for committing to a joke, boy.
Can we not? I can
No, keep
this
going.
barely
Just
isn't
keep
English
going.
already, and the southern accent isn't helping.
How do you pronounce Jubi? I keep winding up saying Jubi. Well, I mean, that's how I pronounce Jubi, but you know. You should play Dota with me. I've almost cracked 6k. We're not 6k. I sometimes stream us playing Dota. We are so far
nowhere
from
near
6k.
It's actually kind of funny how far from 6k we are.
Hey, I'm 3K. I'm 3.6. Or 1.
A realm in which no physical entity could or would ever disturb his ever-watchful gaze. So mired was he in his transcendent realm of heavenly presence that he hadn't been able to summon Naruto or Sasuke to his realm without them being on the very doors of death. But if Hagramomo's world was an infinite expanse of white, this world was severely limited in scope. It was an arena, one of the few he had ever seen in his life. Walls endlessly towering up on each side of him, making them indiscernible and foreign. Looking around, all he could find was a singular desk, placed smack dab in the middle of the said arena. Curiosity overriding common sense, he sauntered on over to it. There was one singular file on the mundane-looking desk. That file was nothing out of the ordinary except for one small detail peeking out on the singular slip of white on it. His name was on the file.
The plot thickens.
Then Doctor
Kind of like
Strange-
Sneaky's accent.
Is this a D times D crossover? The desk reminds me of Drifters. Yes, this is a D times D crossover. Calvin. And then Doctor Strange appeared in Hagramomo. I come to bargain.
God damn it.
My, can't you see the sign on my desk that clearly states I'm out for lunch? The feminine voice prompted Naruto to turn around. The owner of the voice looked quite out of place within her surroundings, mostly because of how plain she looked. Behind him stood a woman who would have looked perfectly at home in a shop or a reception. She was plain as day, with long brown hair and a receptionist's smile. Nothing about the woman felt right, especially in the ethereal world that Naruto so abruptly found himself in. But it was progress. The woman didn't seem as confused as him after all, and she had a desk. The only people who had desks were people who had their shit together.
What?
And the woman in front of him was a perfect example of such a person.
I have several questions.
Indeed, as do I.
Oh, I made you spit out your beer.
No, he didn't. He didn't spit it out. He
Almost
almost
spit it
spat
out,
it out,
yeah.
which is still pretty impressive, given where he is, and that I believe wasting beer is a capital offense there.
Pardon me, miss. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry about that. I was just wondering how I got here, Naruto sheepishly commented, rubbing the back of his head in embarrassment. The woman chuckled, apparently expecting his friendly reaction. Naruto caught on to this. How could he not, after all, when the only people that were used to his mannerisms were ones that he had spent his entire teenage life with? It was apparent this woman knew more than she was letting on, and Naruto would get to the bottom of this. But for now, he needed answers. Pardon me, miss, Naruto hesitantly began. But where is this place exactly, and how did I get here? On hearing the question, the woman smiled. Something about the smile put Naruto on edge. It wasn't just any smile, after all. It had a barely restrained omniscient quality to it. This woman knew stuff much more than he did, at the very least, and she knew that he wasn't capable of understanding half of it. Naruto didn't like being looked down upon, and by merely smiling at him, this woman had managed to come completely putting him on edge. Said woman then took her seat behind the desk and locked eyes with him. Her smile was unwavering and extremely unnerving.
Bless you.
Ah, fuck him out. Already finished.
You're out of what, alcohol?
Oh, he finally stopped doing the accent. Thank God.
No, I just ran out of my can. My can's empty. I'm sad now.
Damn it, Max.
I think you need to rephrase your question, young one. To explain where we are would be impossible for me. A fact that is in no way helped by the extremely limited intellect you humans possess, she said. No, quoted, as if reading off a script she'd done millions of times before, completely disregarding the angry expression on her companion's face. What you should be asking me, Naruto Uzumaki, is why are you here? She concluded, doing nothing to mince her hurtful words. Naruto held back a string of expletives and asked her the needful. Her smile grew just a little bit.
Oh boy.
What two series do you fit? What two series do you think would fit the worst? I found a Worm Warhammer 40k. There's a couple of 40k Worm stories. Most of them are pretty bad, mostly because they tried to bring like the rest of 40k into Worm.
I was gonna say
that never worked.
It should be like the person who did the I'm trying to think, the Magic the Gathering crossover with Worm.
Oh, there's a couple of those.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to remember which one was it you had.
Was that the one where she got a deck of cards?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one.
Actually, no, you never linked me that one, but because I would like to read it. No, I know it's not finished.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's because he declared it dead. That's why I didn't link you it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying anyway. I still want to read it, so.
Yeah, I deleted it, so. Yeah. The most unworkable crossover.
Fuck.
That's
I mean, I would say.
There's plenty out there. I personally would say BioShock crossing over with more or less anything. All right, Calvin. Peace out.
Yeah. Good night, Calvin.
I don't know. I'd say BioShock
good morning, whatever.
might work with a few things. I don't know.
BioShock really doesn't work outside of the specific environment BioShock was written in. Yeah, same thing for System Shock. Like, the Shock series is very precise in everything that happens. And the way it happens. For things to happen. No. XCOM My Little Pony still works, unfortunately.
It's fucking garbage, but...
League of Legends Dota crossover. Cause that's because people that play League of Legends and people that play Dota don't exactly write about them.
I don't know, I've seen a few.
I was gonna say, believe it or not, as much as I hate to say these words, they cross over relatively easily.
Well, yeah, obviously they could cross over relatively easily. I'm just saying that my point is that the people who do write and might play those games don't write about those games.
Yes. Unless it's smart.
Okay,
right?
no.
I'll take that.
Teletubbies Doom sounds like an amazing story.
That'd be fantastic, yo!
I have actually seen a few, what's it? I've seen one or two the fanfic.
Clearly, the Teletubbies are an insidious plot by hell, and Doom Guy has to rip them to pieces.
I actually saw a fairly amusing Dota 2 crossover with Familiar of Zero, in which the Invoker was summoned as Luis's companion.
Oh, poor Luis! I wouldn't inflict that. I would like to read that, but damn, I wouldn't want to inflict that on anyone.
It'd be like having Excalibur
Unfortunately,
from,
it's dead. But yeah, Doom crosses over pretty well because of the whole portal thing.
Yeah.
Can I not get crit every single round game?
Honestly, you'd be hard pressed to Prototype, Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft games, and honestly, Ubisoft games in general, the Battlefield series, Call of Duty, etc. Like, there's a very small amount of games that don't have some sort of event in the game's canon that could theoretically be used to travel to another place. Like, any form of FTL travel, you can use that as a, oh, you know, something went wrong and now they're in another galaxy.
Not that that makes it any better.
Pokemon's got plenty of, legendaries and shit, and you could certainly write a really dark Pokemon story, Game of Thrones style. I mean, fucking hell, that's practically canon because of Lucario's movie. With the whole kingdoms fighting and shit. Carl! Cast Sunstrike, Carl! But, anyway. Let us continue. Well, the only reason you can be here is because you died. Naruto stopped for a moment, his breath caught in his throat. It all made sense now. He didn't remember anything because there was nothing to remember. The Jubi was sealed inside him, and that was more than enough to kill any mortal, former Jinchuriki or not. But what that didn't explain was why he felt said power dormant in his body at this very instant. The Jubi was immortal. It definitely could not die. So why was it in this state? Sensing his confusion, the woman picked up the file in front of him and began reading. Naruto Namikaze, legally Uzumaki, 17 years of age, and died when the target of a sealing attempt was changed to him, locking the fully evolved Jubi inside him, due to a clause pertained by an elder being, was able to kill an immortal while doing so. She closed the file, dropping it back onto her desk. I believe both you and I know who this immortal is. Your ethereal body is currently disintegrating under the strain of keeping the Jubi spirit at bay. That was all Naruto needed to snap himself out of his reverie. His body truly was physically deteriorating. He could see the tips of his fingers beginning to disintegrate as the woman continued to speak, and it was terrifying, especially with how laissez-faire the lady appeared to be about it. You mentioned a clause. What do you mean by that? He asked, eliciting a chuckle from his companion. That would be me, she explained, her tone adopting a hint of mischief for the first time instead of the bland monotony it has formerly exemplified. And before you ask why, I did it because you, Naruto Uzumaki, belong to me.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
So we getting some slavery up in here. Whip
All
out
right,
the Confederate
please.
flag, boys! Woo!
Please stop. Please stop.
Please stop.
You're gonna get us so fucking banned.
I don't think the southern accent's gonna get us banned. I think him just being him is gonna get us banned.
There is a high likelihood that me being me will get us banned. Naruto took offense to that. He was his own man, made through combat, survival, and life experience. He had no one from the very beginning, and the only people with him at the end were ones he had chosen to be precious to him. He was the very definition of a self-made man, and this woman, someone who was clearly not human, much less connected to him in any way, claimed to own him. That's bullshit, he exclaimed, only for the woman to raise the file in her hand. This, she began, sounding less like a bored receptionist and now like a tired mother who was telling her child off for the upteenth time, is a contract that claims your soul belongs to me through the ages. The power you were born with, the life you were born into, it was all part of this contract. If you doubt me, you may peruse this at your pleasure. Though seeing your current predicament, it would be in our best interest if I give you the shortened version.
My question is, was this contract signed under duress? Because contracts signed under duress are not legally binding.
If you reported me, I'm pretty sure I'd be instant banned. Yeah, probably. That wouldn't be the first time, though. I'm a piece of shit, so nah. Oh, jeez. I lost the amount of things I've been banned from. I lost count around, like, the several hundreds.
I was gonna say, to be fair, if you would stop saying things like
I have
that,
been
I'm pretty
banned
sure we
from
wouldn't
quite
have to
a
be
number.
worried about getting banned.
Ah, but where's the humor in that? The woman got up and sauntered on over to the rapidly disintegrating Naruto. As you familiar with the game of chess? No? Well, it doesn't matter. It is a game where two armies, black and white, fight each other until one side wins. The only winning condition is the capture of the opponent's king. Over a series of turns, two armies take turns to quell each other. There are 6 types of units. Pawns, which are basic foot soldiers. They are easily disposable and hence are the largest in number. And then there are rooks, bishops, and knights. You only get 2 of each, and they are worth a whole lot more than a mere pawn. Then there is the queen, the strongest unit on the board. Funnily enough, and then there is the king, almost worthless and in need of constant protection. An accurate reflection of human society, though a bit romanticized, she stated, confusing Naruto. Yeah, no, I know. I was actually going to finish the accent at that chapter, at the that paragraph.
Good.
Thank the Lord.
You can all shower me with praise.
No,
Oh, okay.
you deserve no praise.
Why are you telling me this? He asked, only to be met with by the woman's unnerving smile, her teeth suddenly becoming sharper and her eyes duller, almost like a serpent watching its prey, knowing there was only one outcome. If you consider the world to be chessboards, me and my partner are the players. Except we just put the pieces on the board and they play the game for us. Of course, worlds aren't just normal chessboards. For one, they are much more vast, so there are hundreds, if not thousands, of pieces. It keeps things a lot more interesting. What is this, fucking Forgotten Realms? She answered, "You, Naruto Uzumaki, were once lower than even a pawn on this board. Let us say that the powers inherited by you and the circumstances of your birth are what dictates a piece's worth. In that case, Sasuke Uchiha, a man born with great power under dire circumstances and generally revered by the public, was a queen." Naruto felt like laughing, but his disintegrating body reminded him that this really wasn't the time or place to do so. You, on the other hand, went through the traumatic experience of being orphaned at birth. You were left straddled with a tailed beast that you couldn't hope to control, with no bloodline to speak of, and with no mentor. Yeah, I thought it was meteor for a second. No meteor to help you. No mentor to help you become worthy and powerful. Her smile then dropped, leaving a very serious, business-like expression on her face, on her plain face, almost as if the script. Yeah, no, I'm reading that right. Almost as if the script she'd been reading off of had changed without her knowledge. But you didn't accept your fate. You lashed out violently. You made friends despite your heritage and means. You found mentors and showed them your worth. You earned power instead of having it showered upon you. You brought yourself into the chess match with an explosion and ripped through it with impunity. You turned yourself into a piece that defied the basic laws of the game we immortals play. And that is why you find yourself here, again chained to a beast and left with nothing. Naruto grunted, neither voicing affirmation or defiance towards her opinion. So what? I did what was necessary to protect the ones I cared for. I don't need to answer to you, and you didn't dictate my actions, so I'm barely even linked to you. So why did you call me here? Was my torturous life not enough punishment, or did you feel the need to gloat? This, surprisingly, elicited another smile from the woman. This one was genuine, and Naruto could tell. It was the smile parents gave to their children when they
You don't even
proud.
know what a parent gives her children a smile like.
Yes, Zeeks, the accent is gone. He had seen it on Sakura's mother's face too many times to count, and that itself was more unnerving than the fact that only the upper part of his body was now mired in reality, his limbs having spread into the air around him in minuscule particles impossible for the naked eye to see.
People can just stop interrupting me for 5 minutes.
Muted the stream because it was so hard to swallow in big quantities. Yeah, don't worry, I won't be doing that anytime again soon.
How was that fair? It was nowhere near that fucking tree.
Eat a dick. Your circumstances notwithstanding, the fact that you not only defied the rules of our game once but twice caught not only mine but my partner's eye. You broke our universal unbreakable rules twice, after all. And while similar anomalies have been detected in multiple worlds, you're the only one who has done it twice, in ways that were completely different from one another. she commented. Behind her, a black copy of Sasuke and Obito appeared, both sitting on different thrones of black. Sasuke Uchiha and Obito Uchiha were both queens that belonged to my partner when our game began.
Connotations of that I'm not even touch.
As she did this, the statues began to morph. The thrones they sat on faded to white, soon to be followed by the individuals themselves. Contact with you, though, turned them into my queens, too, without costing me anything. Under duress, pawns can turn into queens, but for an unknown piece to appear, one that can derail fate, but to rise from nothing and change what was originally a small part of an infinitely larger plan into a world-defining event, the circumstances of its creation have to be extraordinary. As she said this, her face was alit with something which could only be likened to orgasmic pleasure. A look of pure bliss and joy blossoming across her face, but as soon as it was there, it was gone. She then pointed towards Naruto. In the next 5 seconds, your body will shift to the board you will now be reborn in. Before you are born again, I will explain why I have done this, why I have decided to give you a second chance, and what our new revised contract entails. Naruto was about to ask her another question, only to realize that his mouth had at this point dispersed. As the last vestiges of his eyes began to disperse in nothingness, he realized two irrefutable facts. He was definitely speaking to a power that was above God itself. And secondly, he really wanted to punch her.
I can't blame him.
Alright. So I think we're gonna cut that one off there.
I was gonna say, I think we're just gonna cut them all off. It's 8 o'clock now, and I need my dinner.
Indeed. Righto then. So I mean, opinions on this one?
It's trash.
Alright.
4 chapters, 600k words, sorry, 60k words, not 600, Jesus fucking Christ, in 4 chapters.
I mean, no significant spelling or grammar errors, which is always nice. That is something we look for.
Yep. What the hell is SMT?
Shin
Megami Tensei, I think.
Shin Megami Tensei. Basically, it's Law and Order, the JRPG.
Ah. I'm back. Sorry about the intermission. Internet sucks. Yep. Sorry, Isley. We're actually ending the stream now. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Shin Megami Tensei. As for this story, I mean, I haven't seen this style before in terms of the plot. I haven't seen that before. I mean, obviously the real opinion's gonna come in if we ever actually got to this point. The real opinion would come in when we actually got to the whole being reborn, how much power he has, etc.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd have more to say if I didn't hate most of the tropes. That's fair enough. For me, this is fandom blind, though. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I don't have much to say about the characterization.
I was gonna say,
there was a
Naruto
lot.
really didn't do anything, so
It was very very info dump at the start, at least, and so there wasn't really much time for Naruto to act Naruto-y, I guess you could say. So there wasn't a lot of time for him to act not Naruto-y. See, I do dislike, Kugel says, he's OP as fuck, but he's playing in the big leagues, and that means his enemies will be stronger too by design. Sasuke and Obito are queens. Yes, indeed. Drag queens. I think that is one thing that sort of bothers me when stories do the whole, oh, because the main character is stronger, then everyone they fight, like, instantly also becomes stronger.
You don't necessarily have to do that, especially when it doesn't make sense. Like,
yeah,
why are these villains going to suddenly become more powerful than what they are?
I mean,
now in this case,
again, we don't know because we haven't gotten that far.
Yes,
and yeah, we're at.
But I was about to say there
point.
is a at least here the author has gone to the trouble of giving at least a semi-plausible explanation for it, which is like, oh well, if she gets to put her super powerful pawn in, then obviously
okay, you're not
the other
making
person...
them stronger. Okay. Okay. Okay,
that's fine then.
Yeah, it's fine then. No complaints there. It's just the way you phrased it. It means his enemies will be stronger too by design. Made it sound like you were gonna be intentionally buffing the people he was fighting, just to make it more tense. Because I've seen people do that before. I don't know the exact trope name, but I've seen people refer to it as if Harry gets a lightsaber, then Voldemort gets a Death Star. The whole introducing new enemies because D times D allows for a shit ton of powerful creations to be brought in from canon / mythology. Yes, that it does. Gotta be careful with that though. I mean, not you. I mean, maybe you. Just in general, the people that try to write D times D, because I've seen a lot of D times D fics that attempt to be like, oh, we're gonna bring all the mythology in, and then they actually do that, and then they're like, oh shit, all the mythology's here, I have to write for all of this. And then the fic dies. Isley says, I'm going to regret this, but have you guys found any bad worm fics?
Why would you ask that question?
Bad worm fics. I mean, literally go on to space battles or sufficient velocity. They're there by the hundreds. There is literally hundreds of chapters of basically one-shot chapters written every single day of fics that are never going to be completed because the author has no fucking idea what they're doing. And
their idea was half-baked to begin with.
Yeah, their idea was half-baked, and they really didn't have anywhere to go with it. Yeah, they don't have any, like, there's no, like, My Immortal of the Worm fandom, because worm stories end up in two categories. Abandoned, or abandoned, and bad. I joke, but at the same time I'm pretty serious. There's a very low completion rate for worm stories because of the sheer length of worm in of itself. Is if you're going to do there's butterfly effects and it's worm, it's typically going to end up being either longer or shorter than worm. But it's still pretty fucking long. And a lot of authors like to explore the rest of the Wormverse and not just directly follow canon. The ones that actually get far, at least. And, yeah, they either end up completing the story or it gets abandoned. Because of the sheer scope and size of Worm itself. I only know a couple of fics that have actually completed that aren't, like, one-shots. GDQ. No idea what that is. Oh joy, unfortunately, I'm only like 12 arcs in, so most of these fics I have to avoid. No, actually, Isley, really, honestly, the second you reach the, Leviathan in Brockton Bay arc, that's basically around the time you can start reading any worm fanfiction, because that's about as far as 99% of them make it. And
most of them don't even make it that
They
far.
typically die by that point. Because either the Endbringers, one of the Endbringers inevitably shows up in the person's fic, and the person who's writing the fic either goes, oh shit, the power I gave blank character can't fight the Endbringer, so it ends like every normal Endbringer fight, but that would destroy whatever plot I'm doing. Or it's, oh, yay, the power I gave my character can totally beat the Endbringer, and then it doesn't end like every Endbringer fight. And then it's like, oh, wait a second, they just beat an Endbringer, and that completely destroys the plot I was writing. In addition to what you said, there was a problem of there not being any clear big bads in Worm. It wouldn't matter if they're one-shotted the Endbringers from existence. Sort of. With Worm, I obviously can't speak for Wild Bill, but in Worm, the idea was it's more of a real-worldy with superpowers kind of rollout. And so, yes, there's no real big bad. Yes, you have shadowy organizations that are controlling and manipulating stuff. You have criminal underlords, overlords, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But at the end of the day, it's like, they're just criminal overlords. They're just a shadowy organization. There are a dime a dozen. There's hundreds of them. And varying degrees of effectiveness, but still. There is no central villain because that's how the real world is. There's very rarely a central villain. And so I believe personally that was the kind of angle that Wild Bill was banking on. But yeah, no, it does make it difficult for fanfiction writers when they try to write Worm fanfiction them, because there is no big bad for them to prop up and be like, oh, this is their end goal. Because at first it's just, oh, it's the gangs. But that's not really a big bad. They're just baddies.
I was gonna say, the only big bad out of all the gangs is Lung.
And even then, he's not like a puppet master big bad. He's like a mini-boss big bad in terms of, yeah, he's just really fucking strong. He's not
kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's not like moving everything around like a piece. It's like, oh, you fell into my trap. He's just really strong. I mean, you could kind of say that Coil is big bad-ish, but the problem with Coil, then, is there's a lot of ways to beat him if you know his power. And because we, the authors and readers, do know his power, it's kind of hard for most fanfiction authors to not let that meta-knowledge slip in. Like, they'll eventually be like, oh my god, I have to write them figuring out his power just so I can stop, like, trying to tiptoe around it with the plot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so and once you figure out his power, he's a fucking normal human. I mean, there's like literally 1,000 ways you could kill him. And
as long as you've got an ounce of creativity in your soul.
Yeah. And so it's...
Anyway.
Yeah, no, and you can't make the Endbringers the big bad, because they're not. they're barely even. They don't care. They're barely even baddies. Yeah. Worm is extremely long. It's a nice story if you ever want to get into a new fandom that is ripe for writing. And ripe for, what ifs and possibilities, and, oh, I wonder what happens if blank.
I would say, because due to the way that superpowers work in that universe,
yeah,
you can do pretty much anything.
You can do pretty much anything. But that is the same problem, is because it's so open-ended and where it can go, a lot of authors also get caught up on the butterfly effects of, oh, what if, the main character gets Dr. Eggman's power?
He doesn't have a power. Unless being fat is a power.
Well, no. Basically, how the story went about it was, oh, They got Dr. Eggman's brilliance and all of his robot designs blueprints in their head, and you know. Yeah.
Congratulations, you can now enslave small animals.
Alright, Krugel. Peace out.
Yeah.
Alright,
Anyway,
so yeah, to wrap this all up, we pretty much said everything we need to say. Alright, as always, if you want to check us out live, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesdays and Fridays is when this podcast runs. If you want to look at the archived posts, podcast, I mean, I suppose you could watch it off of Twitch, but they are all archived to our YouTube page, which is Two Idiots and Suthner, in the playlist.
Linked down below.
It's in the panels down below if you're on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, well, you're already on YouTube. Eventually I should probably include a link to my Twitch. In fact, I'll do that right now. I'll include a link to my Twitch account on the YouTube. Oh, I already have. Yep. In the description of the YouTube video, you will find my Twitch link. So if you want to check us out on Twitch, you can. That is my personal link, though. So you might sometimes catch me playing games poorly, and
very poorly,
ranting about them.
Sometimes in combination with any of the people that appear on this stream.
Yep. Let's see. Anything else? I've talked about YouTube page. I've talked about Twitch links, Discord. If you feel like interacting with us any further, you can check us out on the Discord in the Twitch panel below. I should probably include a link to that on the YouTube page, but at the same time, I don't want to. You'll have to come to my Twitch page then. That should be about it. That should be about it. If you feel like going to pay me tons and donating money to me, I don't know why you would, but if the link is there. Right. Before this closes out, do tell your friends. Don't tell your family, but do tell your friends if you're okay with potentially losing them about this stream, and spread the word. Honestly, that's how we're gonna grow. That's how we're gonna get more people. That's how we're gonna have more fun. Is you spreading the word about this stream? Because I'm not exactly interested in trying to take out ads, because I'm not making any money off of this.
How do you say? We're poor.
Yeah.
We do.
Word of mouth is about the best advertising.
At some point, we originally wanted to make money with this, but now we just do it for fun. Truly.
Word of mouth is about the best advertising we're going to get out of this. So, anyway, that is all. We will see you some other point in time, and guaranteed to see you next week at Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, everyone, there's always more, and it always